Hey guys, there is a new season of battle drills coming up. And before we really dive into this brand new map, which looks really awesome by the way, let me introduce you to the new boss. So it is a construct. It is in the center of the map, invisible right now. It is actually the final boss that you run into in the preseason of the campaign, Chapter 4. You can see that it showcases all three of its abilities during that battle. And it is very tough in the story. Don't know exactly how it will be changed for the battle drills. If we kind of shift into map clearing strategy, I've mapped it out here, green being the first priority, and then yellow, orange, and then finally, if needed, red. Whenever there is a node in between the colors, you'll obviously take out the node and then move on to the next path. So the thought here is connecting all the small nodes and your whole team to try to get all of the buffs together before you start battling the bosses or more of the central nodes with more enemies in between. The red one being possible to ignore is because I believe only the nodes count for percentage. Once you hit 100%, you can attack the boss directly. If you do not need to take out the enemies in between nodes, then you can pretty much ignore all of the red, and it will save you about 70 battles, which is a ton of stamina at the end of the day. Of course, if you have to clear the whole map, then you have to clear the whole map, and you'll take these out at the end when you have all of the upgrades from the other nodes. The best buffs seem to be Rising Valor from the southern node and Moment of Glory from the northern one. So for teams, across the board, it will vary a large amount based on how built your characters are, your heroes, and how strong your guild is overall. Generally speaking, if you can have the weaker players prioritize the in-between enemies and the nodes, while the stronger players can prioritize the bosses, it will work out best efficiently. For the in-between battles, standard PvE comps are generally the best. If you can use only 3 heroes, then do so. You do not get penalized on stamina for losing battles, so you can rerun it if it's close until you get a win, or you can make adjustments and not really have to worry about it too much. Good heroes typically end up being high survival heroes like Igor, Thoran, Tamesia, paired with some heavy damage dealers. Obviously, you'll want to save them for bosses if possible, but you will have to get through these battles as well. So if you're a weaker player, go ahead and clear the way for the stronger players. When you do the 5 enemy nodes, grouping them up is very effective. So Iron, especially when you have his signature, will immediately group everyone up, and then you can throw in heavy area of effect DPS heroes like Carolina, Harissa. Those two kind of do the best. I've seen Florabelle do really well in those situations too. And then you'll throw in maybe a healer for sustain, or maybe Coco, just to keep the team going throughout the battle. Helen's a good option too. Moving on to the bosses themselves. It's kind of hard to tell at this point. It really depends on a lot of things behind the scenes, how strong they are ultimately. The main boss and Odie are very high. It seems like they're very high damage dealing bosses. So you will most likely need some sort of a healer in there. So obviously Smokey, Coco, Helen, Rowan, even Damien, all of them have some sort of healing abilities and should make your team survive longer. Hopefully this boss isn't as resistant to physical attacks like Bloom Mother was, so we can get more variety in the damage dealing units for this boss. I could actually see a high level Shakir doing pretty decently here because of his ability to avoid stuns, and the boss has a pretty strong one. Anyways, I'll throw some suggestions up on the screen, and then hopefully you can pick and choose from there, use what you have built best. And remember, don't be afraid to switch heroes out. If you have depleted their energy or their stamina, it's a free swap, so best to try new things out, and then you can sub them again if they don't work out for you. We will probably go through a few rounds of this boss or similar maps. So using this first one to really test out as much as possible can be very helpful for your guild. Okay, so if you're watching for this long, then you probably deserve to learn the secret pro strat for this boss. So just check this out. This is big. Apparently if you have a Tanisha, it's looking like Paragon 5 or 6 even. She can pull this shard sword out of her chest armor, and it seems to be very effective against this boss. So keep that one to yourself, because we don't need everyone knowing this. Good luck. I hope you guys enjoy this, and headphones not even plugged in. See ya.